we're here with Taja Sadal. Tell us about urban farming.
Well, urban farming is a non-profit organization that plants food on unused land and space and gives it to people in need. And we started in 2005 in Detroit, Michigan with 3 gardens, and now we have the equivalent of over 800 gardens across the country and abroad.
That's amazing. And tell us how it works. Like, do you guys show up and you bring a truck?
Well, you know, it's a long process, but we find the land. Like, for instance, today we're here at St. Stephen's Church in Hollywood, and we find out if people are interested in having a free garden on their land. And if they are, we come in and we soil test it, and then we, once we know that it's clean of different potential contaminants, then we still bring in a couple of semi-trucks of topsoil and compost, and we build the garden up about 18 inches off the ground. And so it's a wonderful garden. It's a very fertile garden. And, you know, our average size is about this size, which is 400 square feet. But we do have some gardens that are entire city blocks that literally took 120 semi-trucks of topsoil and compost to create. So it's different from garden to garden.
Who takes care of the gardens? So do you guys teach people, you know, in the community how to do it, or is there someone that comes every week and does it, or?
Well, it's a combination. You know, we really galvanize the community together. So we ask people like, you know, Girl Scout troops, Boy Scout troops, senior groups, family groups, friend groups, you know, if they'd like to come out and adopt a garden. And really, all they have to do is come out for 2 hours a month and, you know, 1 hour at a time, and do a little watering and weeding and adopting the garden. And, you know, our goal is to get rid of hunger in our generation.
Yeah.
And
there's no reason for anyone to be hungry.
Exactly. Exactly. You know, when you think about the fact that during World War II, 20 million Americans planted victory gardens in their yards, and they grew almost half of this nation's produce supply, then you can see that getting rid of hunger in our generation is really something that can be done. It seems to be something that touches everybody's hearts.
Yeah, and it's something you can do together and brings community together. That's something I think is so important, and as we just talked about, kids kind of learning to be patient, to grow something.
And adults too.
Yeah, that's true. You've told us stories how what you do touched so many people, and it brings back hope into their lives, which is it's even more important than anything else.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, in addition to being something that everybody's really sort of jumping on and doing now, it's also greening the planet. But the big piece of it for us is that it's changing people's lives. It's giving people hope. I've had people come up to me crying and thanking us for these gardens, and just people that never really get a chance to see somebody giving without expecting something in return, you know, and just truly wanting to see somebody get on their feet and fly, you know. So that's where we come from. We want to empower communities, and we don't want to just give the fish. We want to give the fishing pole. Of course, this is a garden that, you know, you can plant every year now. It's not like you have to wait for someone to bring you food. You can grow your own. And it's also all about connecting people back to just growing their own food at home.
Yes, which is why it's very ekomiko. We like that.
Ekomiko, I love that.
How do you guys get your funding, and what can anyone do to help you?
Well, thank you for asking that, because I was just going to say, if you haven't gardened, we're going to give you a chance to plant.
Yes.
But we would like to talk about this issue first. We get funding from people's generosity, donations, grants, and corporate sponsorships and things like that. urbanfarming.org website.
And donate.
As well. And donate. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Now, quickly tell us about the edible walls.
Edible walls are really cool. When I say that to people, they're like, "What are edible walls?" But literally, they're gardens on a wall. So you've heard of green roofs. So instead of a green roof, it's on the wall, and it's actually quite a bit less expensive to do. You don't have to deal with any zoning because you're just adhering it to the wall.
And you can do it in the city.
Yeah, you can do it in the city. You can do it as a freestanding. If you do it on the side of a building and you're covering a pretty generous area of the building, you can cut down on 60% of the heating and cooling costs of the building. You cut down on the urban heat index and the rainwater runoff in the city. So the edible walls have many, many benefits, and you can grow tomatoes, cucumbers, things that you may not think you could grow on a wall because you may feel like it's too heavy. And you can grow all of that on a wall. It's amazing. Eggplants.
Great.
So
Awesome.
let's plant some
Yes.
tomatoes. Okay. Now, have you ever planted
No,
anything?
no.
So this would
No.
be your first time planting?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, we're gonna have that
I'm
on
a
film. That's
planting
great.
virgin.
These are tomatoes. And so we're gonna plant these right here. So we're gonna go ahead and plant. What we're gonna do here is dig a hole in the plastic, and we have a drip irrigation system under here. You can see this tape right here. That's where the water's gonna come. So we want to dig a hole kind of close to the tape, and we'll just dig a little hole and then dig inside, and that's where we're going to put the plant. Just want to sort of gently tap it and twist it a little bit, just a little, and then you can take it and drop it in the hole. Yep, and then just cover it up.
Now this is what's the plastic for?
Now the plastic is weed barrier because we don't use any chemical pesticides or chemicals. It's all
Like
organic methods. So this will cut down on the weeds. It also helps retain the moisture a little bit more, so that cuts down on the water usage. There you have it, the first two plants in this garden.
Very excited.
It kind of makes
I'll
you want to
check
plant
back
more.
soon. You know that. I'm a little impatient. So no, not yet.
You're going to see action right away with these guys. When you plant the seeds in the ground, we cover them up, and then we look at it and we're like, is this going to work? And then, it
very
does
faith
every
based.
time.
It's very faith based.
Because
for
you're
sure.
watering dirt, it does. It's like you have to have a lot of faith that something bigger than you is going to make this happen.
It's a great metaphor for life. That's for
right.
sure.
That's right. And all the food from this garden is going to go to people that need it.
Yeah, sure. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Good luck with everything.
Thank you. God bless you.